Okay, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. We're here with Marit. Did I pronounce it correctly?
You pronounced it perfectly. Yes, Marit for the Dutch-speaking people, but Marit for the English-speaking people. Yes.
So, could you just, I attended your talk, but for the viewers, just a quick introduction of who you are, what did you do?
So I'm here at a career event. My name is Marit Brommer. I am the CEO of the IGA. And the IGA is the International Geothermal Association. And we're a worldwide organization trying to advance geothermal energy, whether it's for power or for heating and cooling or for extracting lithium out of our brines. And we do that with working with partners on the ground, both from a technical point of view, but more and more a policy and advocacy point of view.
And are you excited about the future of geothermal? I originally always used to think that geothermal was, in volcanically active areas, and then I had some friends who were working with the sedimentary rocks here in the Netherlands. I don't remember the name of the place off top of my head, but near Zutphen, I think is an area that comes to mind. But please just enlighten us a little bit about this.
And I guess you're quite right. I think traditionally geothermal is always linked to very volcanic active areas. People think about Iceland, obviously, Iceland as being the mother country for geothermal, but also New Zealand and Kenya and the Central American countries, but also the western side of of the United States. It's all high entropy geothermal, but more and more the thermal element of geothermal is getting traction. And why? That is because geothermal delivers also phenomenal solutions for heating and cooling. Now, heating and cooling is not the most sexiest topic, and it's also very much driven by fossil fuels, because to heat up this building, for instance, we're standing here in the aula in the Vrije University in Amsterdam. To heat this up, I bet there is a lot of gas involved in order to heat up this building. And hence buildings or your own apartment or greenhouses, malls, airlines are more and more considering their ground base, so basically airports, to be considered for heating and cooling opportunities. It's just very expensive, fossil fuels. Geothermal is much cheaper. And whether you do that with deep geothermal or shallow geothermal, basically a combination between exchanging and heat pumps, it's the future. And that can happen everywhere and anywhere. So not just in the volcanic areas. And this is why we are growing and why we are getting more and more traction on the ground.
That's really exciting. A couple of things quickly spring to mind. I think for people you'll attend events and people feel very, very conflicted about the involvement of, for example, the oil and gas industry within sustainability and so on and so forth. But I've also heard, and as many people know, that there is a middle ground where some of the data that, for example, that comes from seismics can be used for geothermal perspectives. So if you have any thoughts on that.
I appreciate being conflicted. I also feel the conflict. It was for me one of the reasons why I decided to jump from my oil and gas career to a more advocacy-driven organization like IGA for geothermal. But I also see the bridge between knowledge, the bridge between technology, but also the synergies that we can still have with subsurface-related technical experts. And the same goes for mining, and the same goes for, let's say, CO2 storage, so basically CCS. It all requires us to fundamentally understand what planet Earth holds in its subsurface. And by ruining or by basically burning that bridge between a fossil fuel sector that may have negative connotation from an emotional point of view, I think we are not doing ourselves justice. And I appreciate the subtlety in working for an oil company versus working with an oil company, but I really have to say this, and I'm not here to own my ground on this, but what I really want us to more carefully look into is how we can work together in order to advance the sustainability side of energy, together with oil and gas, because if we are, let's say, polarizing the world, it's not helping us to go faster forward with where we stand today.
So, it's good. You can pass. My next question, I think it's getting busier. is unfortunately there's soon to be a closure of the faculty here. Could you just give us some news and a message about that, and if there's anything that the everyday person can do?
So I heard this as well. I also heard that as of today, where we stand, 15th of February in Amsterdam, that it's not yet a decision fully made. So there is still hope, and hope, as they say, dies at last. So as there is hope, and a couple of messages that I would like to give. First of all, be loud. And be heard. I mean, I think you are in communications as well, my friend. We need to communicate better about our discipline, about our capabilities, and about our capacity. The world needs geologists, now more than ever. This is a crucial crossroad that we're standing on, and closing an earth science faculty, I understand it from an economic point of view, because if you're an accountant, you're just calculating pluses, ones and minus ones. But in our field of expertise, by setting right policies for sustainability, by understanding safety and security of energy, by understanding that geothermal, for instance, or CCS plays a crucial role to reduce CO2 emissions, critical minerals, water management, coastal management, everything is related to us earth scientists. But be loud, be clear, and also come forward, stand up and speak out your mind, but also your willingness to cooperate with those who are going to make decisions. Cooperate in the sense that make your arguments known to them.
This is too short a time to spend with such an inspiring person. Hopefully we'll get a chance to speak to Marit again and to learn more about her journey. Guys, this was the Extraordinary People podcast. I hope you were inspired. I definitely was. See you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you so much. That was lovely.